Hi guys, David and David here from Payette4.com, and in this video we're going to review iOS 12, and frankly, we believe that it kind of sucks.
It sucks. And why? The only things that it's adding are features that Apple has appropriated from other apps that were successful. So they say that the sincerest form of flattery is imitation, but Apple, we got to introduce some new features to really make
They're
this
usually
feel good.
the industry leader. And it seems like they're kind of following with this update.
The industry follower now.
So let's first talk about that Measure app. We actually just did a review of the Measure app. You can check that out in a card above in the description section below.
Right.
But it's pretty inaccurate. Like, measurements need to be precise. And
the whole point is measuring.
It's been consistently off by 1 to 2 inches anytime you're trying to measure anything.
Right.
So that's really no good.
Right. So another thing that we kind of don't like about it is that it is fixing problems that just should be fixed. I mean, it's not an update. It's saying, okay, we're launching the camera faster. We're launching apps faster. But is that really something to brag about with an update of this proportion?
Right, and one thing, like camera opening faster, you're not going to notice that.
Great,
it's 70% faster, but 70% of half a second.
Yeah, right. Not that much at all.
So another new feature in the Settings app you'll see is screen time, and I just want to open that up for you real quick. Now, it's actually really well organized in my opinion, but it's kind of confusing. First of all, restrictions are gone. It used to be Settings, General Restrictions, and that's kind of like the parental controls. Now it's here in screen time under content and privacy restrictions. So if you use restrictions, have fun learning a whole new system.
Yep.
And furthermore, if you didn't already use guided access, this screen time information probably isn't going to be very valuable to you. And I don't know anyone who uses guided access.
Nor do I, except for some very tech savvy parents. So they've also introduced a new battery section, but it really isn't that helpful. Again, they're showing you what the problem is without giving you any sort of hints as to how to solve it. And fortunately, we do have a really cool iPhone battery video that I guarantee will help you to save iPhone battery life. We'll link to that in the card up above and in the comments section down below. Actually, not in the comments, but
the description
section.
Yeah, now, to be fair, this new battery section, it gives you a lot of new information, which is, it's fun to look at, but it really doesn't help you address battery issues. And furthermore, how are you going to identify if there's a problem with your battery by looking at this? You see, from 9 to 12 p.m. there, your usage is going way up.
Well, that's the cool part about it, is that you can tap in here and it will show you, okay, like during this problem period, I was using a whole bunch of Safari. So theoretically, if there was an app that wasn't Safari, I mean, Safari is just going to use what Safari uses. And that's not 100% true, because they could go in and clear the cache and that'll help. But theoretically, this could help to identify a problem app. But this is the type of information that was going to show up anyway. It was already showing you which apps were using the most amount of battery within the last 24 hours in the last 7 days. So it's really not any new information.
And one thing that really still bothers a lot of people about Apple is there's no dark mode.
I want dark mode.
Or in iOS 12, there's no dark mode.
Sometimes I go dark.
There's smart invert colors, which is kind of like dark mode, but most apps don't support that. It's
another great new feature: contactless student ID cards. Great, thank you, Apple. Security code autofill. Now that's great.
They also introduced FaceTime. You can now FaceTime with 32 people.
I didn't even know 32 people.
I don't see why that's something to. Who's going to try to FaceTime with 32 people at once?
The problem is that most people can't even figure out how to FaceTime with one person at once, so let alone 32.
And they kind of ripped off the 32 people from Google.
Yep, and they also say, okay, we're going to focus on whoever's speaking at a current time, also ripped off from Google. Again, so then if we're going into the Messages app, speaking of ripping off apps, let me go into the Messages app, and I'm going to try to take a photo, and it has some cool annotations. So if I hit this little star, there we are, David. And what we can do is say, like, I can add some text to this. That's great. I'm not really seeing how this is all that useful.
It's kind of like a clunkier version of Snapchat almost.
And if you wanted to do it in the Camera app, which could be, helpful, can't do it. Only in the Messages app.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can go and edit the picture after the fact, but that's a whole extra step. And if you can go back to the Messages app real quick, they did actually change something in here about sending photos directly from iMessage. You used to be able to just tap that camera and a whole bunch of photos will show up. You can just tap on the one you want to send, boom, sent. Now you can tap on the photo app icon down here.
So there it is. It's a smaller version of what you had before. I can send David a picture of our sponsorship. Pay for it.
Now, another thing to keep in mind here, if you go back to the Messages app one more time, if this app button isn't tapped, it's gone.
It's gone. Where'd it go?
Where did it go? I don't know.
Gotta tap it again.
Gotta tap it again.
But anyway, David's point is that there's a few extra steps where something that you do all the time, which is send photos, that used to be really easy to do, now requires more work.
It just got more complicated for sure.
Right. Siri also has this shortcut feature. I can't figure out how to use that. Additionally, it also has this, hey Siri, what's my password for google.com?
Well, your HomePod just went off.
HomePod,
So bringing me to one of my another point is that Siri is still really mediocre. It still falls way behind Alexa and Google Assistant. A couple things we do like about iOS 12 is that the iPhone 10 app switcher no longer need to press and hold the app preview and then swipe it off. It's actually pretty cool.
You just swipe it off the top of the screen. Yeah. So again, this is a fix that should have been introduced with iOS 11.
And if you have an iPhone 8 or earlier, this doesn't affect you at all.
Right. So we're making the iPhone faster, which is something that should have just been done anyway. It sounds like they're cleaning up code, making it more efficient. Thanks. Not really a new feature, though.
Right. One big thing people are really happy about is grouped notifications. Now, if you receive like 6 messages from one person in a row, they used to show up individually on your home screen. Now it's just one.
Right.
Which is...
Where are you? Where are you, David? Are you coming for dinner?
Yeah.
David, I miss you. Where are you? Sorry, Mom. Now you're just one notification.
That's pretty cool. Another thing we like is that Do Not Disturb got a little bit better. There's now Do Not Disturb during bedtime. So if you go to sleep, notifications aren't going to wake you up. But regular Do Not Disturb, you can just schedule it anyway. So there's also Do Not Disturb. It can now track a location. So you go to the library. If it sees you're in that location, Do Not Disturb.
It's just going to absolutely destroy your battery life. For the record, don't use that.
And instead of, just turning on Do Not Disturb when you walk into the library, you can have it automatically set up.
Right. And your iPhone will run out of battery anyways, I just said so.
Yeah.
It's easy to not get disturbed when you got no battery life left.
Right.
So that's iOS 12 in a nutshell.
Yeah,
and I mean, what about this update is actually revolutionary? Or what? Nothing changes for me.
My favorite feature, to be honest, is the iPhone 10 app switcher.
Yeah, well, it was a pain in the butt to do that.
Right.
And we used to explain that every single time we made a YouTube video. Now we've just got to fix all those YouTube videos. So now all you have to do is swipe them off the top of the screen.
Yeah, pretty cool. So that is iOS 12. That's our iOS 12 review. We're not super excited about it.
It sucks.
It's kind of like iOS 11 Plus.
Right. Who cares? I don't care about any of this stuff.
iOS 11s.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a comment down below. We want to hear your thoughts on iOS 12. Do you disagree with us? Do you like iOS 12? Did we miss any features that we should be paying more attention to? Please leave a comment down below.
Or what features would you like to see in iOS 12 that would actually make it exciting for you?
Like dark mode.
Dark mode. Yeah.
Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the notifications bell to get an immediate alert when we upload a new video.